Hello, YouTube. I'm back. I wanted to post about an appointment that I had. Let's see. I started doing acupuncture, massage, and Reiki for like the last 3 months, and in hopes of it helping me to conceive. Probably longer than 3 months. In hopes that it would help me to conceive. I know it has reduced my stress level. Um, I know it has. I have a knee when I play basketball, kind of popped out of socket for whatever reason. And it sometimes gives me problems when I work out. So I've been seeing them, and it has helped with that, but I haven't gotten pregnant. So um, I kind of, I guess actually, my partner was at work one day, and one of her clients was she was talking about our process, and one of her clients referred me to a kinesiologist. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but it's like a chiropractor, and it's like some type of holistic approach that they used. So I looked at the card. I'm like, okay, but not really too much interested. So then, like the next week, I'm at Ricky, and my you know, uh, she like refers me to a kinesiologist for the knee and trying to conceive. So I'm like, okay, I'm taking this as a sign, like let's go ahead and try to do that. It seems like what the universe or God is pushing me towards. So I'm all for that. So I called the guy she referred me to because she told me that he's really done a lot of good work for her. She's seeing differences. He comes to your home and he's really nice. So I'm like, okay, great. So my appointment was yesterday, right? So I'm all excited. He comes in, he's a really nice guy. First he adjusts my back and everything. Kind of like no bones. I don't hear any bones popping, which is great because when I went to a chiropractor before, he was popping stuff and you can hear stuff cracking, and it's like that is one of like hearing bones pop has freaked me out even on other people. So I'm glad he wasn't coming in twisting my neck and my back and all this stuff. So that was great. So he kind of adjusted me, felt good. Then I turned over and he was actually, I don't know how to describe it. I've done research. There's not a lot of information on it online, but I know he was like, I'm laying down. He's like, has his hands moving over me, and I hear his hand doing like this, like nonstop. It was very interesting. And he was actually looking at my organs. He could see my organs. And what he said is that my heart was fine, which is great. He said that like my uterus and my bladder was twisted. He said that like my esophagus was, I guess, twisted. Just some things were off. First thing is he asked about this a fall, like a bad fall. And I'm like, I play basketball, but I can't think of like a bad fall. And then so as I'm laying there and he's doing this thing like around my buttocks area, I'm like, you know what? I did have a really bad fall. I was like 10 years old, and one of my friends, I'm like standing on the end of a slip and slide, and one of my brother's friends just comes down and just hits me at my legs, and I fall like directly on my butt. And I'm telling you, this pain didn't go away until like freshman year in high school. That's how bad it was. And I didn't complain to my mom because it wasn't anything excruciating, and I didn't think that they could do anything for a pain in my butt. It's like you can put a cast on there or whatever, and I wasn't trying to get any more shots. So I never complained about it. So but it did hurt for a long time. So when he said that, it kind of triggered it. And then so he kind of worked there for a while. Then he said that because of the fall, my liver was a little lower, so he used this machine to kind of vibrate, and he said that it would lift my liver. I know this all sounds so crazy, and trust me, when I'm laying there, a part of me is like, wow, this is super cool. Another part of me is like, this is crazy. So I just, since I felt, like I was supposed to be there, I just went along with the process. So, and let's see, what else did he do? So he's looking at my organs. He's saying one reason for my fertility issues could be because my uterus was a little twisted, and my bladder was a little twisted. And he was going into some other stuff, and I asked him, I'm just like, okay, could this have something to do with frequent urination? He was like, possibly, and he said he was going to ask me if I urinate frequently, and that's been something that I've dealt with since freshman year in undergrad. So I'm like, super cool, this works. because he was kind of pulling out stuff that have been issues for me. Also, when he got right here, he was like, wow, you're under a lot more stress than you think. Because I told him I was not that stressed. I actually changed jobs, so I've been a lot more stress-free. But when he got right here into my head, he was like, you're a lot more stressed than what you think. And then he asked, he was like, sometimes do you feel like sharp pains? Or the way he described it is indigestion, not like heart problems, but indigestion. And I'm like, you know what? I do sometimes feel like this sort of thing in my chest. And so he got the little, I can't even tell you what it is, but he put it back like right here and kind of massaged it. Then I don't know what this part, I think he took some herbs out or something and just kind of used them to see what was going on with my body at a deeper level. He said that my body selected them. I've been trying to do more research so I can understand the process completely. So yeah, but also let's see what else happened. Oh, he told me that there was a disconnect between my mind and my body in terms of getting pregnant. And, it's been something there, and I couldn't really put my finger on it because it's like, I want a baby. I know it's time for a baby, but there feels like there's a disconnect there, like he was saying. I didn't know how to describe it. I couldn't really articulate it because then it would seem like I'm fearful. It's not really even fear. It's just, I guess, the best way you can describe it is a disconnect from my mind and my body. So he told me that, and then he tested me. He was like he had my arm in the air, and he says, "Is your name Tamika?" And I said, "Yes." And then he pulled my arm down, and he was like, "Do you want a baby?" And I said, "Yes." And my arm came all the way down. I don't know if I explained it right, but the first time my arm didn't move, but the second time my arm went all the way down, and he was like, "That's what I'm talking about. You have a disconnect." So what we did is he did some work with my chakras. He started with my root chakra and asked me to just kind of relax and he asked the different colors that I would see when my eyes were closed. So we kind of just did that for a while, and then we did some imagery. He was like, imagine yourself finding out you're pregnant, getting a positive pregnancy test. Then he was like, imagine yourself in your first trimester with morning sickness and everything. And then he was like, imagine yourself in your second trimester, third trimester, and then with the baby. So then he kind of asked me about that. And the funny thing is when during my imagery, when I found out that I was pregnant, I was scared. I was scared. And I also just prayed. I was scared and I prayed. I guess I was praying for God to help me with this, or I guess there's fear surrounding it because I don't want to get pregnant and celebrate it and then have a miscarriage or something like that. So it was just fear was surrounding it. But then with the rest of the trimesters, I was completely happy. I was elated and everything. So I guess maybe the problem is me getting pregnant, which is duh, because that's been a problem. I'm just trying to do more imagery on my own and think about me actually getting pregnant and being elated with no worries, because what I've been saying is or what I feel, sometimes I'm trying to work through it, is that once you get pregnant, it's yeah, great, I'm pregnant, yeah, but then it's a whole nother, stack of worries comes on you, because now you're going to have to get from, your the early stages to the first trimester, second trimester, third trimester. You're going to have to, progress through the pregnancy and then have the baby. Then when you have the baby, then there's more worries. I'm just I'm just going to continue to pray and give it to God and just, hope that I have the strength to make it through the path that, He has me on. Not really make it through the path, but just, to navigate through it, as best I can. So I thought that was really exciting. Let's see. So I am going to meet with him, I guess. Our next session will be on July the 2nd. Hopefully by that time, when I'm looking at my calendar, I should ovulate on the 4th of July, which that would be an issue for my partner because she wants to run in the Peachtree Road Race. So hopefully it's not that type of conflict, but I know with Lupron it kind of delays your cycle, so everything's not going to be, I think, on the same path that it is, unmedicated. So hopefully it'll be a few days off or something. So I scheduled an appointment with him on the 2nd of July. So with the hopes of him looking at my organs again, and yeah. Also, something really weird that he asked me to do. He was like, I know this is weird, but just do it. He wants to see, because sometimes, like, when you're trying to conceive, if you and your partner, you and your husband are not gelling, or the chemistry is off, that can also cause it. And so we can do some work on, well, he, would like to do some work on that if that's the case. So my partner, actually, before the next session, has to spit on a napkin, put it in a plastic bag, and I'm going to give it to him, and he's going to, I guess, analyze it or something. So yeah, really weird, but I guess I'm getting more into holistic stuff. I'm actually started with going natural. I've been natural for like four or 5 years, and I've enjoyed it. I'm opening up a mental health agency, and the name of the agency is Mind, Body, and Soul. So I've been kind of on the holistic path, and I believe that we should try alternative medicines. So definitely excited. So, all right, thanks for listening.